Good evening, fifth graders. Tonight we're going to be doing some more work with some pan balance problems, which means we get to play around with some more pictures, which always makes it a little more exciting. But tonight we're going to be using two pan balances. So instead of just one pan balance, you have to use two to solve the problems. I like to think of it as like transformers. Right here we have Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is normally a truck, then he transforms into a huge robot. I also like the movie Transformers because of Megan Fox. Small crush on Megan Fox, but whatever you do not tell Mrs. Green about that. All right, let's keep going. Here's a question. Remove one compass from each pan. The pans remain balanced, so one compass weighs 52 clips. A little review from last night. If I take away one compass, take away the other, I'm left with one compass and 52 paper clips. Now, tonight we're going to be doing something with two pan balances. So, for example, we're going to state the obvious. Right here, I have a small snow cone. Pretty obvious, right? Right here, I have a horse. That's stating the obvious. But do I really have a horse? Or do I have a frog or a toad? Things to think about. So you're going to be transforming your images. This is what I mean. Take a look here. We want to know one cola weighs as much as how many buses? Well, right here, I have cola with frogs. I can't take away anything. One frog weighs as much as how many buses? This is the obvious. This is what I know. So one frog weighs the same as 5 buses. Change this. So how do I do this? Now, if one frog weighs the same as 5 buses, I'm going to go ahead and take away one frog here, and I'm going to transform it into 5 buses. I'm going to get rid of this frog and make 5 more buses. Pretty big frogs. I'm going to take this frog and get rid of it and make 5 more buses. Get rid of that frog, make 5 more buses. Now I can take the problem that I knew before. I have 2 right here, right? How many buses do I have? I have 20 buses. If I have 20 buses, 2 colas, 1 cola weighs the same as 10 buses. Take a look. If I take 1 Coke away, let's take away 10 buses. So 1 cola weighs the same as 10 buses. Let's keep going on here. We've got a crocodile, we got some smiley faces, and we have a soldier. Well, what do we know so far? We know that the soldier weighs the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 smiley faces. One soldier weighs the same as how many smiley faces? 7. Now, if I'm going to take this knowledge, if I want to get rid of this soldier, how many smiley faces do I have to get rid of? I have to get rid of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one crocodile weighs the same as how many faces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. One crocodile weighs the same as 13 faces. Let's do another one. These are fun. So right now I have an archer, some camels, and some butterflies. Well, what's the obvious? Right here I just have the archer with the camels. I have the archer, so I have some obvious things in both of them, right? Right here I could remove 2 archers, so 3 butterflies weighs the same as an archer. Right here an archer weighs 9 camels. So what do we need to find out? 1 butterfly weighs as much as how many camels? Well, we don't have that here. 1 archer weighs as many as how many camels? An archer weighs the same as 9 camels. This is what we do know because of this right here. So now we have to do some transforming. I have to change this archer for 9 camels. Do you see how we can make that trade? Because 1 archer weighs the same as 9 camels. So I'm going to transform. I'm going to put my 9 camels here because that weighs the same, according to this balance, as 9 camels. So now I have 3 butterflies. I have 9 camels. So 1 butterfly weighs the same as 3 camels. All right, we've got a mom that's baking. dads bake as well. But right here we have a mom. We have some barns and we have some bats. What do we know? Right here we know a mom weighs the same as 6 barns. Interesting. And then we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bats and 2 barns. All right, so what do we need to find out? One mom weighs the same as how many bats? Well, we have the mom here. To change this, 1 barn weighs as many as how many bats? We can state this one. So we have 10 bats, 2 barns. So 1 barn weighs the same as 5 bats. So if 1 barn weighs the same as 5 bats, that means I'm gonna have to take 5 of these bats. For every single one of these barns, I have to make 5 bats. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm gonna use my technology skills here. Grab 5 bats. On your scratch paper, you're going to be obviously, so I'm going to transform this one in here. Perfect. Take this one out, put this one in. Take this one out. You're going to be drawing it. I'm going to show you how you could do it tomorrow in class. But I'm just going to show you right here so you can have the visual of what it looks like, kids. A lot of bats here. All right. So 1 mom weighs as many as how many bats? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 bats. 309 bats. 30 bats. Now, how are you going to do this in your assignment tomorrow? Because you're not going to be able to cross off barns and put bats in. Take a look here. With your pencil, you could easily just go, this is worth 5. This is worth 5 bats. This is worth 5 bats. This is worth 5. This one's worth 5, and this one's worth 5. Add them up. 5 times 6 is 30. All right, right here. We have a buff dude. We've got a bear. We've got some bass. Well, what do we know right here? We know we've got 4 bears and we have 2 buff dudes. That looks like 1 buff dude weighs the same as 2 bears. Oh, we don't need to know that information, but over here we can do some transforming. We have to go know what 1 bear weighs the same as how many bass? All right. So here's the knowledge we know. We know that one of these guys is the same as 2 of these cute little bears. You see how we know that obvious? Okay, kind of like the snow cone, kind of like the horse, kind of like the frog or the toad. With this knowledge, let's transform this buff guy right here. Let's get him out of here. Let's put 2 of these little guys here. Take this guy out. Some more bears here. Take this guy out. Some more little bears here. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bears. How many bass do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 bass, 7 bears. So that means 14 divided by 7 is 2. So 1 bear weighs as much as 2 bass. The 1 bear weighs the same as 2 bass. Now, what does 1 buff do weigh in bass? Well, I'm going to take this knowledge right here, kids. This is where it kind of gets complicated, but it's really not too tricky. I know this information. So if 1 bear weighs the same as 2 bass, I'm going to take 2 of these bass, right? And I'm going to get rid of a bear. By getting rid of that bear, I'm putting in 2 bass for that bear's place because 1 bear weighs the same as 2 bass. Getting rid of this bear, putting this up there. Getting rid of this bear, putting these bass up here. This bear's gone. So now take a look. I've got 8 bass, 2 buff dudes. 1 buff dude weighs the same as 4 bass. Take a look. These 4 right here. This buff guy. 4. This buff guy. Excellent. Ooh, we've got a hot dog man, soup can. It's kind of fun. So what do we know so far? We know that this guy right here weighs the same as 5 fireplaces. So 1 hot dog weighs as much as how many flames? 1 hot dog man weighs the same as, well, this one's obvious, 5. So 1 soup can weighs as much as how many flames? Well, what do we know? We know this guy right here weighs the same as 5. So if I get rid of this hot dog man, I have to get rid of 5 fireplaces. So that means this can of soup weighs the same as 4 flames. Yes, we have the chick, the monkey, and some ounces. What do we know? 2 chicks weigh 18 ounces. So 1 chick weighs 18 divided by 2, 9 ounces. So 1 monkey weighs how much? Let's see here. Right here, I'm gonna get rid of a chick, rid of a chick, rid of a chick, rid of a chick. You see how I did that, kids? There's 2 here, 2 here. This chick right here weighs 9 ounces. I'm gonna put a big 9 over it. Since this chick weighs 9 ounces and we have 3 monkeys, each monkey must weigh 3 ounces. 9 divided by 3. We have some gas mask, a funny looking boy, and an egg. What's the information we know here? Let's see. We do know 1 funny looking boy weighs the same as 6 mass. 1 egg weighs as much as how many mass? Well, right away we can take away this boy and this boy. We have 2 little boys left. Each little boy, funny looking boy, weighs 6 mass. So if I grab 6 of these things, I get rid of this guy, press paste, I've got 6 mass here, right? If I get rid of this little boy, I have 6 more. Come on. So that means I have 12 mass, 3 eggs. 12 divided by 3 gives me 1 egg weighs 4. Does that make sense? If I get rid of an egg, I have to get rid of 4 mass. If I get rid of an egg, in order to keep it balanced, I have to get rid of 4 mass. 1 egg weighs 4 mass. All right, I'm over my 11-minute mark. I apologize, but I was having fun messing around with these pictures. Keep in mind, when you look at these problems tomorrow in class, don't get overwhelmed. Just take a look at the 2 pan balances. One of them is going to give you an obvious answer. Use that knowledge or use that clue and transform it into the other pan balance to solve the problems. You'll have some fun with it tomorrow. Look forward to working with you in class tomorrow. Hopefully this helped. Good luck.